And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Well, the content is coming thick and fast, ladies and gentlemen, obviously in the hunt for our brand new manager. And today, of course, we have got a few different updates with regards to a few different things within the Liverpool space. Of course, got some huge Mo Salah news ahead of an Arne Slot appointment. We've also got a bit more updates on Arne Slot in general, whilst also going over all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. But it's been a fairly interesting day after a defeat. You just feel like I would have been a bit more sadder after we gave away the Premier League title. Almost feels like yesterday. But in all seriousness, when we lost to Crystal Palace, I think you guys, the regular subscribers, will know after that game, I was down for 5-6 days. Genuinely, I was so sad after that game, despite Arsenal also losing. I just felt that the wheels had came off for us, and I actually kind of accepted that the title was there. Whilst I was optimistic that we could still go on and win the title, I just didn't feel we'd win all of our games just based on our performances, yeah, I was not optimistic at all. So I kind of accepted the fate. I don't like to sound like a pessimist, but I kind of accepted the fate that Liverpool weren't going to win the title. So now, waking up after the Merseyside derby, yes, I was frustrated after the game. Yes, I was pissed off after the game. But just starting to see all this sort of Arne Slot propaganda, you know, what happens with Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes with regards to the future. Paul Joyce dropping some bombs as well. I've kind of just, you know, accepted the fact that we're at the end of the season now. I've stomached the fact that we're not going to win the league title, and I'm kind of optimistic and excited towards the future, and as you should be as a football fan. So talking about the sort of Arne Slot latest and where we're at this moment in time. Look, at this moment in time, Liverpool have submitted the first offer for Arne Slot. It has supposedly been rejected in terms of the bid. However, personal terms and all these kind of things have been accepted between the pair. Arne Slot was asked about Liverpool today as he was preparing for a game today. Or tonight, I think it is, and he basically said he can't deny that he's been in conversations with Liverpool and the fact that he would like to go to the Premier League. Obviously, he's not going to speak about it now, but as stated from his mouth, he said he can't deny it, and it does look like everything is pretty much going ahead at this moment in time, and it's just the sort of formalities between the two clubs, and as I said, Feyenoord aren't going to stand in his way. They're willing to cooperate, but do want, obviously, the right fee, and Liverpool have no problems with that at this moment in time. David Ornstein followed that up by saying, as far as I know, negotiations are progressing and look very, very positive for Liverpool thus far. So yeah, obviously Feyenoord in action tonight against Go Ahead Eagles. For those of you that care, that want to do a bit of monitoring, I'm not probably going to watch the game, but I have done a deep dive into Arne Slot. It's live on our sister channel, Panenka LFC. If you're not already subscribed there, it's very high quality content, deep analytics, analysts into all of our games, and the sort of future for players and stuff like that. So jump over there. There's a real deep dive on Arne Slot that I think you guys would all enjoy. But Feyenoord, of course, currently second in the table. They aren't going to win the league. They won the Dutch Cup, but PSV have kind of had an outlying season. They've had a phenomenal campaign, just losing one game so far. And it's a bit of an outlier for them, really, to be fair. But the more I've dug into Arne Slot, I'm a bit more excited as things are happening. But he's against Go Ahead Eagles tonight, or may already been kicked off, depending on when you're watching this video. So yeah, that's interesting indeed. Now, following this, of course, guys, there has been reports stating as well from more sources throughout, for reputable sources, stating that, this is from David Ornstein, stating that Liverpool now will place priority on the future of players approaching the final 12 months of their contract. So, of course, now Arne Slot does look like it's almost done. Not done officially, but nearly done. After this, all of the attention will now be turned to, we've got the whole backroom team and all those things in place. We've got a manager. Then it's going to go into the futures of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, and Mohamed Salah, who are currently going into the final year of their contract, and we're going to be seeing whether they're going to be staying. Now, it is being reported, of course, that Trent is close to agreeing terms at this moment in time, and he's a player that will stay. Same with Virgil van Dijk. But there are reports coming from Sky Sports that followed this about Mohamed Salah, stating that he did not want to leave Liverpool last summer, and Saudi Pro League clubs remain very much interested in Salah, and it could be a potential that he goes this summer. That's according to Sky Sports, that Saudi Pro League clubs are very much interested and are keen to renew their interest going into this summer transfer window, and him going into the final year of his contract. There is a conversation to be had behind the scenes. Obviously, as stated, this will follow upon reports from David Ornstein that stated now that they're going to focus on these contract talks. It's going to be looking them in the eye, potentially with the new manager. Right, Trent, what do you want to do? Are you going to sign a new deal? Yes. No? Well, obviously, we're going to have to try and recoup some money for you. Virgil van Dijk, same thing. Trent's going to stay, by the way. But the main one there with Salah, as we've seen recently since he's come back from his injuries, people have been talking about Salah that he's almost finished. And we're going to get into fans' reaction on him potentially being sold this summer and what they think of him. But it may be that conversation that we find out that one or two or three of those players are not going to be staying at the football club. I keep saying Trent Alexander-Arnold is staying at this football club. But with regards to Virgil van Dijk, I do think he will stay. But Mo Salah's always been the kind of iffy one. And according to some fans' thoughts, which we're going to go through now, some people don't really care after another poor display from him last night against Everton. So as stated, in this moment in time, we're going to go through some fans' thoughts on it on social media with regards to this Salah speculation that he could leave this summer and whether they want him to stay at the football club this summer. So Sam GW says Salah is 32 in June. Just sell him now. I love him and he's been a superstar, but he's not that guy anymore. At his age in the Premier League, it's not now going to get better. I give Núñez another year. If he turns 30 odd goals and assists into 40, that's massive and he can. We Are Level says people wanting to get rid of Salah and Virgil van Dijk. Take a breather, for God's sake. Was only a couple of weeks ago we were lauding VVD for being back to his best, and Mo is Mo. Without his output, we would really struggle. Slot, Edwards and Hughes need to think to move Salah and Núñez. I think Diaz stays a live threat, and he and Núñez can coexist in the same team. If possible, new number 9 needed badly. Slot will also need a monster playing for the 6th position. Can't keep wasting McAllister. LSC Approved says it's time for players to go. We played some of our best football before the injured group returned. We played some of our best football when Mo Salah was on international duty. That's not negative to Salah or the injured group, but it's time to move on and freshen up. Dylan Jones says Liverpool are still feeding off the signings they made back in 2017. The level of pressure on Virgil van Dijk to lead at the back and for Salah to bail you out with a goal is off the scale. Now one of those isn't doing that, the team essentially looks shot. Matt says, I'd only sell Salah simply because of the contract situation, that's it. Letting him walk for free in 2025 is just stupid. AFCON 2024, the end of Mo Salah as we knew him. That injury and the disappointment of not winning, it was a massive hit. Can't believe they host that tournament mid-season. All the time makes no sense. Finally, Graham Kelly says, Salah hits the ball like an 8-year-old lad these days. Zero power, don't know what's going on. So there you go, lads. And ladies as well, if there's any ladies watching. Yeah, some people were split with regards to Mo Salah. If you want to know my thoughts and opinions, I do agree with it. I think Mo Salah is world class. I have been disappointed with his performances as of late, to be perfectly honest with you, especially last night. And I do agree with that last tweet there about him hitting the ball like an 8-year-old. In that game, he was just, that was not Salah-esque. And some would say, is it time for him to cash in? If we can get £100 million that was being dotted about in the summer last summer, then I'll probably snap your hand off it for the final year of his contract and start this real new rebuild and get the new blood in, the new guard in, and say goodbye to the old guard. Trent Alexander-Arnold ain't going anywhere. He ain't going anywhere. He's amazing. Virgil van Dijk, I think, would stay as well. But yeah, there is certainly question marks over Salah, certainly question marks over Darwin Núñez. But I do trust Edwards and I do trust Arne Slot when he comes in to make those decisions. But yeah, Liverpool fans, do let me know your thoughts on the whole situation. Would you be for or against Mo Salah going this summer, and how much would it have to be for Mo Salah to leave, in your opinion? As stated, let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.